Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into a really fascinating and, an increasingly popular spiritual identity, the New Age Starseed. So let's get into it. What does it all mean?
Let's just start with a question that really gets to the very heart of this whole thing. Have you ever had that feeling like you just don't quite fit in here on Earth? That sense of not really belonging? Because that feeling, that's a super important key to unlocking the whole Starseed experience.
So to really get our heads around this, we've got to start with the absolute basics. What exactly is a starseed?
Okay, so at its core, a starseed is someone who believes their soul, their essence, isn't originally from planet Earth. They feel they've come here from other star systems, maybe even other dimensions. And they're not just here by accident. They believe they have a specific mission to help the rest of us, humanity, to evolve spiritually. It's this amazing blend of a cosmic origin story with a very real, down-to-earth purpose.
And this idea of being a hybrid, that is just so central to the whole identity. It's not about being some kind of pure alien in a human suit. No, it's about being a blend, a mix of both human and cosmic origins. This way of thinking totally rejects the idea that we're just our physical bodies.
This whole concept didn't just appear out of thin air. Not at all. Its roots go way back to the late 1800s with Theosophy, which first brought in these big ideas about cosmic evolution. Then, fast forward to the middle of the 20th century, and you've got UFO spirituality adding stories of extraterrestrial contact into the mix. And finally, the modern New Age movement kind of scooped all those threads up and wove them together, with a big focus on personal, individual transformation.
So, if this is your identity, how does that actually shape the way you see everything? Let's take a look at the Starseed worldview, because their map of reality, of knowledge, of what's important, it's really, really different.
And wow, this table just lays it out so clearly. Look at the Starseed view on the left. Your being is multidimensional, knowledge is something you find inside yourself, and your values are all about helping others. Now, compare that to the conventional view on the right. We're mostly physical beings, truth has to be proven scientifically, and success is often about what you as an individual can achieve. It's like they're running on two completely different operating systems.
Let's just zoom in for a second on this idea of truth, because this is a big one. For a starseed, truth isn't something you prove in a lab. It's something you feel. It's about personal resonance. Like, does this information ring true for you? Does it change you for the better? This intuitive gnosis is a whole different world from the scientific method, which, as you know, is all about objective, verifiable, hard data.
Okay, so we've covered the big ideas and the core beliefs, but what's it actually like? What does it feel like to walk around every day with this identity? Let's dive into that lived experience. This quote, man, it just nails the central emotional tug-of-war here. It's this constant duality. On one hand, you feel like a total outsider in the world right in front of you, but at the exact same time, you've got this deep, nagging pull toward a home you've never even seen, a home somewhere out there in the stars.
And discovering this identity, it's often a real journey. It usually kicks off with that deep sense of alienation we talked about. And then there's this sudden aha moment, an awakening where it all just clicks. This new identity then gets stronger through spiritual practices, and finally, the goal is to weave that cosmic mission into the fabric of everyday life.
And when we talk about those practices, we're talking about very real, tangible things. Stuff like meditation, energy healing, even channeling, or paying close attention to meaningful coincidences, what they call synchronicities. These aren't just little hobbies. For them, these are the tools they use to actively live out and connect with that cosmic part of themselves day in and day out.
All right, for our last section here, let's pull the camera way back. How can we make sense of this phenomenon in a bigger cultural context? And what are some of the other ways people look at the starseed identity?
So one really interesting way to see this is as a re-enchantment of the cosmos. I mean, think about it. We live in an age where science has explained so much, it can sometimes feel like the magic is gone. The Starseed story brings that magic, that sense of purpose, and a huge spiritual narrative right back into the universe.
Now, if we put on a psychological hat for a moment, the Starseed identity could be seen as a really powerful coping mechanism. It can take those painful feelings of not fitting in and completely reframe them into a story about having a special purpose. It gives a sense of belonging and a powerful way to make sense of life's challenges.
Then there's the sociological angle. From this perspective, you could see it as a very modern way of building an identity.
In a culture that pushes us to be unique and individual, what's more unique than having cosmic origins? It's also a spiritual path that doesn't need a church or a priest, which fits perfectly with our decentralized, internet-driven world.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question, right? At the end of the day, what is the starseed phenomenon? Is it a psychological tool for a disconnected world? Is it a totally genuine spiritual identity? Or maybe it's a new kind of myth we've created for an age that's lost its magic. Maybe the real answer isn't just one of those things, but a little bit of all three. Definitely something to think about.